The studio lights blazed down on the debate stage, illuminating Jasmine Crockett's navy blue pantsuit as she stood at the podium, microphone in hand, her posture unwavering despite the tension in the room. Across from her, Elon Musk leaned against his podium with a smirk, confident that a 45-year-old congresswoman would be no match for his wit and billion-dollar bravado. Musk had dominated the opening segment, repeatedly cutting Crockett off with dismissive waves and remarks about politicians who don't understand innovation. By the time the moderator turned to Crockett for her response on tech regulation, Musk jumped in again, his seventh interruption in less than 10 minutes. The cameras caught Crockett's eyes. She wasn't intimidated. She was calculating. She had been waiting for this moment. This debate was never supposed to feature Crockett. Originally, Musk was slated to face the chair of the House Tech Committee. When illness sidelined him, Crockett, a freshman representative with just 48 hours to prepare, stepped in. Media outlets called it a mismatch. Her own party feared a public drubbing, but those who knew her background as a civil rights attorney recognized the quiet confidence in her eyes. She'd made her career defeating opponents who underestimated her, preparing obsessively and finding the one fact her adversaries couldn't dodge. Musk, meanwhile, walked in with the swagger of a man accustomed to adoration. He had mocked politicians on social media all week, portraying them as clueless dinosaurs. His final pre-debate post sneered about explaining technology to someone who probably still uses Internet Explorer. His fans in the audience roared when he dismissed Congress as a threat to innovation, warning the proposed regulation would kill American tech leadership. The moderator opened by inviting Musk to explain his doubts about Crockett's qualifications. Musk leaned in. "I've built multiple tech companies from the ground up. With all due respect, having politicians who've never built anything try to regulate the most complex industry in human history is like asking someone who's never driven a car to design traffic laws." The camera cut to Crockett, composed and steady. She nodded. "Innovation is vital, but so is consumer protection. These aren't mutually exclusive." "Actually, that's wrong," Musk snapped, cutting in again. It was the first of many interruptions. He claimed the bill's exemptions for startups were meaningless, thresholds too low, grace periods too short. He mocked the idea of a 2-year buffer, likening it to giving someone 2 minutes before a tsunami. His supporters cheered every jab, while the moderator's patience wore thin. Through it all, Crockett held her ground. Calmly, she explained the thresholds were developed with input from venture capitalists, the grace period was intentional, and data privacy frameworks had proven workable abroad. Musk kept interrupting. By his 7th interjection, the moderator snapped, warning him this was his last chance. The audience buzzed. Musk looked untouchable. Crockett's moment had arrived. She straightened her papers, looked Musk in the eye, and began. "Before I respond on algorithms, let's talk about data. Mr. Musk prides himself on being data-driven. He said a good metric is worth 1,000 opinions. I agree." She placed a stack of papers on the podium. "So let's look at the data." The smirk slipped from Musk's face. "Mr. Musk has interrupted me 7 times tonight, claiming regulation kills innovation. Yet his companies have received $4.9 billion in government subsidies, nearly $5 billion in tax credits, loans, environmental credits, and more. Every major growth phase of his companies coincided with public support. The first factory expansion aligned with a $465 million loan. Vehicle production soared when tax credits made his cars more affordable." The room stirred. Crockett pressed on. In 2015, Mr. Musk called for government oversight of AI, describing it as humanity's greatest threat. He advocated for exactly the regulatory principles he now opposes. Here's the transcript. She held up the document. He specifically called for oversight of all advanced AI development, including systems that affect consumers, the very thing this bill addresses. Musk's face tightened. That's out of context. I was talking about general AI, not algorithms like these. I anticipated you might say that, Crockett replied. That's why I brought the full transcript. She flipped to another page. And when regulators investigated one of your company's safety issues, your team requested certain data remain confidential for competitive reasons. The same protections you now claim are impossible. Even your SEC filings show your companies use compliance capacity as a competitive advantage against smaller rivals. The silence was deafening. Musk's usual dominance was gone. Crockett's voice rose with precision. So I'll ask again, is your opposition truly about protecting innovation? Or is it about protecting your company's market position now that you've climbed the ladder with government help? Applause erupted, not just from her supporters, but from neutral corners of the room. For once, Musk was caught off guard. He argued the subsidies had been available to all, that his success came from superior products. Crockett agreed, then calmly pointed out that this bill worked the same way, applying equally to all. The hypocrisy was undeniable. The tide turned. Social media exploded with clips of her 8th point. Hashtags like Crockett receipts and the 8th point trended nationwide. Commentators praised her patience. She'd let Musk interrupt 7 times, then dismantled him with a single devastating presentation of facts. Analysts marveled at her preparation. Body language experts noted how her confidence grew with each interruption while Musk's composure frayed. Within hours, Crockett had gone from underdog to national figure. Donations to her campaign poured in. Young women in tech and politics shared memes of her poised expression. Me waiting to drop the receipts. A 23-year-old engineer's post went viral. Watching her let Musk interrupt 7 times while she prepared her 8th point is my new professional strategy. Even Musk's response was muted. He tweeted only, "Good debate with Rep. Crockett," looking forward to continuing the discussion. For him, unusually restrained. The impact reached beyond the spectacle. Policy experts praised how Crockett steered the debate back to substance, forcing recognition of the industry's double standard, welcoming government help when small, rejecting oversight when dominant. Educators used the debate as a case study in patience, preparation, and the power of receipts. 2 weeks later, Musk's technical team was consulting with Crockett's committee. Together, they drafted revisions to the bill, introducing flexible compliance timelines by technology type, an idea Musk himself had suggested on stage. The revised bill passed with bipartisan support, hailed as a rare instance where heated confrontation yielded meaningful compromise. When the president signed it into law, Crockett publicly thanked Musk for contributing his expertise. Musk acknowledged her willingness to adapt. Both recognized the importance of combining technical insight with consumer protection. In the year that followed, compliance burdens for small companies proved minimal, while consumer safeguards improved. The debate was remembered not just as the night Jasmine Crockett silenced Elon Musk with her 8th point, but as the moment confrontation shifted to collaboration. Crockett's method became a model. Let the opponent overextend, then drop the evidence they can't escape. It spread through debate training, classrooms, and workplaces alike. "Show me the receipts" became shorthand for demanding facts over bluster. On the debate's anniversary, Musk and Crockett shared a stage again, this time in a panel discussion. Musk admitted, "Assuming someone doesn't understand technology, because they're a politician, is as wrong as assuming a technologist doesn't understand politics. Complexity goes both ways." Crockett smiled. "And sometimes the 8th point changes everything. If you enjoyed watching how Jasmine Crockett transformed interruptions into opportunity and silenced Elon Musk with one perfectly timed point, make sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Did Musk truly rethink his stance, or was it a tactical retreat? Either way, one thing was clear: preparation and receipts can still win the day.